What if I told you the very companies that helped millions of Americans buy their dream homes are now at the center of a political and financial tug-of-war that could change the way homes are bought in the United States? And what if I said mortgage rates, housing prices, and even access to home loans in America could be deeply affected? Let's talk about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the two quiet giants of America's housing market, and why Donald Trump wants to set them free after 17 years of government control. Before we jump in, a quick favor. Most people don't realize how much it helps when you like or subscribe. But honestly, it makes a huge difference. We spend hours breaking down complex topics like this, so more people can understand what really drives global finance. If you've ever watched and thought, now I get it, please hit that like button. We may have never heard of these names. But if anyone in your circle has bought a home in the United States, or if you've ever followed the global financial crisis, Fannie and Freddie were major players behind the scenes. Think of them like a powerful water pump behind the walls. You don't see it, but it's what keeps water flowing. In this case, it's the flow of money into America's housing market. Their role is to buy home loans from banks, bundle them into mortgage-backed securities, and sell those to investors. That way, banks recover their capital and can keep lending. It keeps the credit system moving. But in the year 2008, that system cracked. Banks had handed out too many risky loans, like giving a credit card to someone with no job or income. And under political pressure to support homeownership, Fannie and Freddie loaded up on these risky assets. When borrowers defaulted, everything collapsed. Fannie and Freddie were suddenly responsible for over $1.2 trillion in bonds and $3.7 trillion in guarantees. The United States government had no choice. To prevent a total collapse of the housing market, it stepped in. On September 6, 2008, the Federal Housing Finance Agency took control of both companies through a process called conservatorship. To stabilize the system, the US Treasury injected $187 billion. In return, the government took nearly 80% ownership in both firms. Over the years, both companies recovered and quietly turned profitable. By 2024, Fannie Mae earned $17 billion. Freddie Mac brought in $11.9 billion. Together, they've paid back more than $300 billion to the government, far exceeding their bailout amount. And now, in June 2025, Donald Trump is pushing to privatize both firms. What does that mean? It means removing government control and letting them function as independent private companies once again, possibly by relisting them on the stock market. But there's a twist. Trump still wants a federal guarantee in place so that investors don't panic and withdraw. Why now? Because some big hedge funds and institutional investors who bought shares during the crisis, when prices were rock bottom, are now hoping for massive returns. Names like Bill Ackman and John Paulson stand to gain handsomely. This isn't just an American story. It's a lesson in how systemic financial decisions impact global markets. If Fannie and Freddie go fully private and government backing is reduced, the risk to investors increases. And when risk goes up, returns must too. Which means mortgage rates could climb, especially for first-time buyers and low-income families. It's like pulling away the safety net beneath a tightrope walker. Suddenly, the act becomes much riskier and costlier. If not handled carefully, this shift could destabilize the housing finance system once again. Households may pay more, banks may lend less, and investors may pull back. There's also an intense debate around the US government's 80% stake. Should they sell it off, convert it into common stock, or simply write it down? These aren't just economic questions. They're political, they're emotional, and they touch the heart of the American dream, owning a home. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, two names rarely mentioned, are now central to one of the most critical economic decisions of our time. It's a window into how housing, finance, investor sentiment, and government policy intersect. This isn't just about America. It's about how financial systems around the world are linked, how a crisis in one part of the globe can ripple into the rest. If this video helped make that clearer, please like it. It only takes a second, but it helps us a lot. And if you want to understand global finance without the jargon, subscribe to Demystify Finance. We break down big, complex stories into simple narratives. Because your financial awareness is your financial strength. This is Demystify Finance, helping you understand the world of money.